Good evening and welcome to the Town of Acton Selectmen's meeting for August 27th, 2015. First item on the agenda, salute to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Stuck on my tongue now.
Okay, approval of the agenda.
I move that we approve the agenda.
Seconded.
All in favor? Approval of the minutes of the last meeting.
I move that we approve the minutes for the last meeting.
Seconded.
All in favor? We don't have any department head or committee chair updates, so old business, town report deadline to all departments. The deadline was August 21st. Missing is the Board of Selectmen report, the Fire Department report, the Ambulance Association report, Animal Control report from Shippey, Saco River Corridor Commission, Acton Recreation, and the Auditor report. So everybody needs to get those in. I am working on the Board of Selectmen report. New business, letter to MMA. Little background, for the last 5 years, we have made Jennifer Rue the contact to MMA for any information. The reason we did this was prior to that time, a lot of people were calling MMA a lot. And some people were saying that they were on boards and committees, and they weren't, and trying to get free information from MMA. So MMA had sent us a letter and asked us to designate one person to get in charge with, to be in touch with MMA for any legal questions for the town of Acton. So at that time, we appointed Jennifer Rue to do that, and she has been doing it all those years, but we need to update it because there's been some changes with voting and everything else. So this letter is MMA officials. Please consider this letter an official request to place a restriction on the town of Acton's use of MMA legal services. It is our wish that all correspondences, questions, or requests to and from the town of Acton come to you first and primarily through our office manager, town clerk Jennifer Rue, or secondly, as a backup, in Jennifer's absence, our treasurer, Michelle Rumney, shall also be authorized. Should this change in any way, our board will contact you immediately. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact Jennifer Rue with telephone number and email. A motion on that.
To what, accept the letter?
Yep, we have to sign it.
Okay, I move that we accept the letter
I'll
to
second it.
MMA.
All in
Seconded.
favor?
All the boards know about this, know this is the process to go, so it's more of a formality with MMA.
All right. Public hearing notices. The Board of Selectmen will hold a public hearing at 6 p.m. on Thursday, September 17, 2015 at the Acton Town Hall. The purpose of this hearing is to discuss and allow input on the proposed ordinances regarding the solid waste facility in the Acton Fire Rescue Department. Residents are encouraged to attend. Copies are available in advance online at www.actonmaine.org or in the clerk's office during regular business hours. Thank you. I understand that there's going to be some changes made into the fire ordinance?
Yes.
Some housekeeping things?
Well, yeah, some housekeeping things and whatnot. Last night, they approved another member from the Warrant and Finance to be on that board.
Who's that going to be?
That is Tom Gore. He's going to be on it. He's got some changes he wants to see made, or at least put towards the committee. The committee's going to get together and try to get it hashed out before the public hearing.
Okay.
So.
And I talked to Peter yesterday. We're going to send a video camera to those meetings.
Yes, that was talked about last night too. I think, well, actually, the best way to do it is hold it right downstairs here. If they can pick a night that works rather than over there.
Okay.
So.
Good.
Yep.
And we will discuss all those changes at the public hearing. We haven't posted the actual, we have a rough draft that's out now, but there'll be some changes in there. The Acton Planning Board will hold a public hearing on September 17, 2015 at 7 p.m. in the upstairs meeting hall of the Acton Town Hall, 35 H Road, Acton, Maine, 04001, to discuss proposed changes to the zoning ordinance relative to historical structures. For more information, call 636 3497 extension 410, which is code enforcement. What this is a change that Joe Lankowski and a group from the petition are putting forward with the agreement from all the selectmen, I believe, to make some changes so the Little Red Schoolhouse will be able to stay where it's been historically, and to protect any other historic buildings in the town in the future from the zoning that we have now. We haven't had a historical piece in the zoning that came forward in 2011, so it was time for us to do that. So hopefully this will clean up all those concerns about the Little Red Schoolhouse. So please come, and again, there'll be 3 public hearings that night, one for the transfer station, one for the fire rescue ordinance, and one for the historical changes to zoning. Okay, we've got some questions from Warren and Finance. Warren and Finance wishes to recommend tabling the zoning proposals that will be part of the fall town meeting. What is the exact wording that this recommendation should take in order for it to hold up if passed? If the provision in the article shown below, if Article 2 passes, Article 3 does not require a vote. If Article 2 fails, Article 3 is adopted as written legal. Answer to both of those, Warren and Finance Committee can recommend pass or ought not pass. We are not going to pull this from the town meeting. We've already had the lawyers check it several times for the planning board, for ourselves. This has been ongoing for over a year, and you're asking the same questions. Last time we allowed this question to go further into MMA, we were told that we've already asked our own lawyers not to ask them. If we didn't like what our lawyers were saying, then we should find new lawyers. So we are not passing these questions forward. Given the information from Maine DEP, it's all about the legality of these questions. What has happened is, because of the vote in June of over 600 people, we have 2 zoning ordinances that passed. Now we've been told by DEP and our attorneys that we cannot put both of them in, even though there's a provision in the zoning that says the most restrictive will rule. We have to get rid of one of them. Because over 600 people decided that they wanted to change, we're asking the town meeting, where there's usually 40 to 50 people, to make a choice between the 2 zoning changes, the one that the selectmen proposed or the one that the planning board proposed. We're not giving the option to vote out both of them, because we can't, because they were both voted in by a town meeting in June. Everything we're doing is legal. We are aware of the concerns about a few words in the selectmen's proposal. We've been told by the lawyers, the town lawyers, MMA, and DEP, that is not a problem. Every time a town does zoning, it can't go to DEP until it's passed at a town meeting. Once we passed it at town meeting, we sent it to DEP, and that's where they found there was an issue with language. We didn't go any further with the changes to change that until we found out whether the town wants the selectmen's version. If the town wants the selectmen's version, we will immediately go and change the zoning. We will change the zoning to meet with the state standards, and then go to another town meeting and have the town accept that. If they choose the planning board's version, there's no need for us to change anything, to pay for lawyers and to go to DEP. So there's a choice. Everything that's being asked of the town is legal. I'm a little concerned that people are trying to avoid having the town vote on these questions when the voters are the ones that make the decisions. So we are pushing these forward, I believe, gentlemen. We're pushing our articles forward?
I think we have to, based on the way they're written.
Yep. And we're doing this not because we're really excited about having a third town meeting in 2 months, but because we are required to fix this or our zoning isn't working. And we don't want to leave a big gap in there, so we're trying to get it fixed the way we're being told. Everything we're doing is completely legal, and we are not going, I'm making the recommendation that we do not forward any of these questions to MMA. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
Any more discussion? No, I get mixed emotions either way on it. The questions have been answered. It's, you know, they're looking to get a different answer. They're gonna get the same answer, because MMA is gonna give them the same answer that they gave us. So,
And MMA has told us not to pass
Yeah.
those on again.
yeah, and we have the two zoning questions that are sitting in there, they're, you know, they need to be straightened out, and we've been told by, what, 2 or 3 different outfits, our attorneys and MMA, that this needs to be straightened out. You can only have one, you know, which, very simple, you pass one, you pass one or the other or the two, and, that's that, and if it's not acceptable, you've got another town meeting coming up next June, and they can work on putting something else together and try to rehash this again, but I think one way or the other, we can cure it with this meeting coming up, with the town meeting coming up, special town meeting. So,
All right, Bill, you got anything else? Do you have anything else you want to talk about the zoning?
Nope.
Okay. All in favor of not sending forward the questions from Warren and Finance? All right. Other business, anybody have anything? No?
the only other thing I got, just a quick one, this is more of something I noticed last night when I was downstairs at the warrant and finance meeting, which I held downstairs. Very simple. Can we get a couple of flags for down there, like we have for up here? What do you think?
Absolutely, just,
Yeah.
all we have to do is tell Jennifer.
Yep, so it's just something I noticed down there, there is no flags down there. There's no state flag, no American flag. So,
There used to be an American one on the
used to be one on the wall, but I think when they did the wiring and the painting and whatnot, I think that, yeah, I'd like to see if we could get a couple of flags like this, they'd be shorter, of course, because the ceiling's lower, so there's something we should have down there.
Who do we get all the flags from before, Bill?
The flag, it's,
Yeah, you ordered the flag.
yeah, right. It's right a couple towns away. I
don't
think it's
think-
Waterboro.
I think it is in Waterboro, I don't think it's a lot of money to do, so,
No.
no. The warrant and finance, chairperson will be here next week to discuss what they have in mind for some different things, so,
Okay.
good.
All right, let's see what else we got. We have a liquor license hearing tonight at 6 o'clock for a new restaurant in town, the 109 Restaurant, Roberta Seals. So that'll be at 6 o'clock and 45 minutes from now. If anybody has any interest or concerns about whether they should have a liquor license or not, please come to the public hearing.
That will be taped, not live.
Transfer station will be closed on Monday, September 7th for Labor Day. That is one of the transfer station employees' paid holidays. Tax bills should arrive mid-September. Commitment amounts are online now. So you'll know what the commitment amount is for this year, and the tax bills will be coming by mid-September. All right, if nobody else has anything, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we adjourn temporarily.
No, just adjourn, because we're going to open up as a public hearing.
Okay. I move that we adjourn.
Seconded.
All in favor?